Tonight, we report on the result of an appeal for a man convicted of hurting a child and the fires that burned north of Soap Lake. What's going on in sports, Bob?
A Warden Cowpoke returns from the National Junior High Rodeo, and the Twins blow out the Mariners. Here's a glance at our Weather Center forecast.
It was another hot one out there this afternoon with temperatures well into the 90s. In a few minutes, I will let you know for how much longer the heat will continue.
I'm Alan Troop. Stay tuned for all of this and much more on iFiber One News.
From the iFiber One HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFiber One News, your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFiber One News, and it starts now.
An appeal was rejected for a man who burned his 1-year-old child in the bath. Gary Duggar appealed a jury's guilty verdict for the charge of assault of a child in the 3rd degree because the instructions to the jury did not establish he was an adult or that the victim was a child. The 41-year-old Soap Lake resident wanted a new trial. The Washington State Court of Appeals disagreed and ruled against him because he admitted his age and the victim's age in court. In January 2012, Duggar was taking care of 3 children when his 1-year-old son had diarrhea. Police and medical staff believe Duggar placed the child in a hot bath, which caused 2nd-degree burns. The jury convicted Duggar of assault of a child in the 3rd degree, and he was sentenced to serve 6 months in jail. A building in Soap Lake is being rebuilt after strong winds knocked it over. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
What collapsed like a house of cards in mid-March is going back up again in Soap Lake. Owner and builder Greg Babick said he was rebuilding the same 3,600 square foot commercial structure that high winds off Soap Lake destroyed. No one was hurt when the building collapsed while Babick helplessly watched from across the street. The first of the new framed walls went up this week on the building at Daisy Street and 2nd Avenue Northeast. Soap Lake City Planner Daryl Piercy said there were no changes in the structure's plans. He said Babick plans to secure the support structures this time around so wind cannot damage the building again. Piercy said the building collapsed because it had not yet been secured with so-called hurricane clips connecting the walls to the roof. The city planner said the building could support up to 4 retail spaces depending on leases. I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
Thank you, Jeff. Primary ballots are being mailed out next week. The 18-day voting period for the August primary starts on July 18th and ends on August 5th. Voters will get to have their choice on selecting candidates in 2 races. The largest race is to replace Representative Doc Hastings, who represent the 4th District. People will get their choice of 13 candidates. The other race is a 3-candidate race for Grant County Assessor. People should receive their ballots in the mail. The ballots can either be returned in the mail or dropped off at the Grant County Auditor's Office Elections Department on the 2nd floor of the Grant County Courthouse. A pair of fires north of Soap Lake helped add more smoke to northern Grant County. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
Grant County Fire District 7 firefighters were busy late Wednesday afternoon and evening when 2 grass and brush fires broke out back to back. Fire District 7 Chief Kirk Shepard said the first fire of an unknown cause ignited just west of the caretaker's home at Valley View Memorial Park at State Route 28 and High Hill Road. 3 wildland firefighting tanker trucks and 4 firefighters were on the scene shortly after the call at 3:30 p.m. They contained the 2-acre grassland blaze in about 2 hours. There was no fire damage to the adjacent home or property, and the fire was not determined to be suspicious. Shortly after that fire, another blaze broke out near the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad trestle that runs over State Route 17 south of State Route 28. Shepard said there was no damage to the railroad tracks or trestle. I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
Thank you, Jeff. Now let's take a look at people currently being sought out by the Grant County Sheriff's Office.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be right back after this.
Are you looking to improve your or your child's smile? At Casciati Orthodontics, we make it our mission to make braces more affordable and fun. Our business has proudly served the Columbia Basin for over 20 years, and our new conveniently located state-of-the-art facility offers a relaxing environment full of fun activities for the kids. We accept all types of insurance and have convenient payment plans available. Give us a call for a complimentary evaluation, no referral needed, or check us out on the web and make an appointment online.
At Moses Lake Community Health Center, we have had the privilege to serve the local community since 1978.
What I like about working at this clinic more than any other clinic that I've worked at is the patient care. With the patient care team that we've assembled, it allows us to take care of as many facets of the patient and their family's needs.
Please take the opportunity to experience the high-quality care provided at our clinics.
Hi everybody, meteorologist Don Morelli with you here on iFiber Channel 1 News Weather. Hope you're doing well on this rather hot evening heading our way. Your forecast brought to you by Bud Cleary Toyota Dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And of course the headlines is pretty obvious to everybody, I think. Extreme heat will continue and high temperatures could be exceeding that 100-degree mark as early as Saturday and possibly approaching 110 on the thermometer. This isn't a heat indices, this is actual readings on the thermometer. And that could be sometime Tuesday, Wednesday next week, if not earlier. So again, an extended period of very high heat, low humidities, no rain expected. That all combines up to high fire danger, especially with the gusty winds that we occasionally will see. And this could last right until Sunday the 20th. That's the earliest I see any sort of break in the heat. So again, outside and about, take your time, relax, find shade, air conditioning, and drink plenty of water next couple of days. You want to avoid that heat stroke. 97 this afternoon, 10 degrees above the normal high of 87. 72 the morning low. Look at that, about 13 degrees above where we should be. So way above normal temperatures. Also in Moses Lake, 95 and 65, the extremes. So again, it is hot out there, folks. Still settling into the evening hours, 93 degrees right now, the dew point in the high 30s. So again, low humidities. Now the winds have been occasionally gusty at times, especially in the pre-dawn hours this morning, but they settle on down right now. But occasionally in the next few days, the winds pick up. And as I mentioned, the fire danger could be pretty excessive the next few days, at least into midweek next week, if not later. So here we go through the next couple of days with our forecast for clouds and precipitation. You can see not much. A little bit of clouds will form in Oregon and then try to move up towards the north the next couple of days. By Saturday, maybe a few more clouds in the sky, but maybe that'll be the only shade we get from the sun. Maybe some mountain showers here and there during the heat of the afternoon, but generally nothing much going on. Again, the pattern is pretty much stuck here in the Pacific Northwest, and we're not looking for many changes. So here we go across the state. Upper 70s, lower 80s across the shore, so that's really the coolest areas. Inland, you don't have to go too far inland and see the lower 90s. Inland Northwest, you can see the lower to mid 90s as well. And here in the Columbia Basin, I'll get out of the way and you can see temperatures way up there into the 90s. And this could be the coolest of the next several days. You can see the 3-digit numbers all the way up into midweek next week, well above 100. So try to stay cool, folks. Again, keep it here. Sports is coming up next. Again, your forecast brought to you by Bud Cleary Toyota Dealers.
Toyota wants to know, how do you celebrate summer?
We go fishing.
We like to hike. We love camping, mountain biking, as often as possible.
No matter the activity, there's a Toyota perfect to take you there. From that favorite fishing spot, camping area, or just a great summer drive. Including RAV4, now offered with reduced APR financing or an amazing lease. For details, see any of your Inland Empire Toyota dealers today and enjoy your summer to the fullest. Toyota, let's go places.
Searching for that perfect place to settle down? Whether you're looking for an elegant single-story, spacious two-story, or a custom home on acreage, Aho Construction can aid your decision with a streamlined production process that saves time, money, and natural resources. Compare us to other builders and see for yourself what advantages you can get by choosing an Aho home. Our philosophy is that we do things right the first time around. Start planning your dream house today with Aho Construction. Call 509-766-1366.
Welcome back. I'm Bob Kirkpatrick with today's sports. Wharton's Dylan Beck returns from the National Junior High Rodeo Competition in Des Moines, Iowa. Reporter Sean Wells has the story.
15-year-old Dylan Beck from Wharton recently competed in the National Junior High Rodeo. Nationals were held in Des Moines, Iowa, where Dylan competed in 2 events, shoot dogging and team roping.
It was pretty fun. Really humid and hot, but it was fun.
Not only was competing at Nationals fun, but it was also rewarding, something Dylan will cherish the rest of his life.
Probably just being there, knowing that I made it that far, qualified for the Nationals, is pretty much the best part.
Dylan would recommend rodeo to other kids his age, but he admits it's not easy.
Yeah, I would, but it's hard, I have to admit. Pretty much, you just about have to practice every day.
For Dylan, practicing every day isn't a problem when he's doing what he loves to do.
Just the thrill, how fun it is, and just getting to be out there and do what I love to do.
For iFiber One News, Sean Wells.
Kenny Cooper scored on a header in the 110th minute, and the Seattle Sounders advanced to the U.S. Open Cup semifinals with a 3-1 win over the Portland Timbers last night. Cooper's goal came in the second half of extra time after Darlington Nagbe's goal in the final seconds of regulation forced an additional 30 minutes of play. The Mariners took one on the chin at Safeco Field last night. Kendrys Morales knocked in 3 runs, and Kyle Gibson pitched 6 shutout innings to lead the Minnesota Twins to an 8-1 rout of the Mariners. Chris Colabello hit a 2-run double. Brian Dozier scored twice, and the Twins put up 8 runs in the first 4 innings to chase an ineffective Ruinas Elias. The rookie lasted a career low 3 1/3 innings, yielding 7 runs, 6 earned, and 7 hits with 3 walks. Gibson allowed multiple Mariner base runners in 3 innings and only retired the side once in order. But he worked around 7 hits and a walk, rebounding that is, from a rough outing against the New York Yankees. The Mariners look to even up the 4-game series with the Twins tonight. Well, the 12U Girls State Fast Pitch Softball Tournament takes place on the diamonds of Larson and Lozier Fields this weekend in Moses Lake. So if you get a chance, get out and root for the locals from the Columbia Basin. Coaches and players will appreciate your support. Well, that's it for sports. We'll be right back after this.
Just when I thought the blizzard couldn't get any better, DQ put the blizzard inside a waffle cone. This is mind-blowing. So when DQ asked me how I would tell the world, I said... Sounds better in Italian.
Pretty impressive, Liz. Any blizzard, like confetti cake, now in a fresh baked waffle cone. This is fan food, not fast food.
We believe. We believe in home and all the magical things that come with it. We believe in living rooms with forts made from sofa cushions and blankets. We believe in the man cave, the woman cave. And finally, we believe that our calling in life is to find the home that's perfect for you. Coldwell Banker, fulfilling dreams for over 100 years.
Our spotlight story tonight is about the 50th anniversary of the Moses Lake Library. Reporter Jeff Chu has the details of the celebration.
Moses Lake Library supporters are celebrating the 50th anniversary of the library's construction. Library Regional Manager Connie Kuhlman said the Library Foundation is reaching out to those with fond memories of the public book and information facility.
One thing that we have going on is asking people to send us pictures or stories of the memories that they have for the, what the library means to them, and we plan to publish a booklet for make it available to the public.
Kuhlman, who has been with the library for nearly 30 years, looked back at its history.
There was a library here, but the regional library started as a bookmobile in 1958, and then they joined the regional library 59 and started building the building, and the building here was finished in 1965. It started in 1964.
Kuhlman said a lot has changed at the library.
We have gone from paper and pencil to pretty much computers. And in fact, it's been just in the last 10 years that we've really gone to computerized everything and the prevalence of computers in the library. The electronic books and computerized things will become a very important part of what people use. But I really think that hard copy regular books will always be a big part of what people want to have in their library.
The library has about 500 visitors a day who check out books, use computers, read, or study there. The library's exterior still has that retro design with its basalt rock walls. Inside, most of the facility's shelves are the originals and have had metal bars and 2x4s added to keep them stable under the weight of books. The library's kitchen seems to be locked in the 1960s. Tim Furman, Moses Lake Public Library Foundation president, said the foundation board hopes to replace the library's aging wooden shelves with stronger metal shelves in the short term. Cost is estimated at $130,000. Furman said new rolling shelves to move around for additional space will be on display Friday at the library.
Well, the big project this year is to help replace the shelving. The shelving was built in back in '64 when they built the building, which was probably a good idea at that point, but the shelving, modern library shelving meets seismic requirements that this doesn't.
Furman is the Dean of Libraries at Big Bend Community College and grew up using the Moses Lake Library.
So this was my library, and the sad part is it doesn't look any different now than it did when I was here as a kid in the '70s, and so it's more than time for a nice remodel, make it look like a modern library and get us some of the things, update the electrical so they can actually run computers and not blow circuits every time they turn a computer on.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
We'll be right back after a short break.
As the summer has quickly approached, we all enjoy the family barbecue and kids playing in the sprinkler. However, many drivers are distracted and are seldom focusing on what's important while driving. It could be the random phone call, adjusting your stereo, or the lip gloss check in the mirror. Here at Farmers Insurance, we make sure you understand what coverages fit your needs. The more you know, the better you can plan. My name is Cheryl Kono, and I'm your local Farmers Insurance agent.
We are farmers. Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
Love Talk Play returns to Ephrata on July 21st. The event features activities that can be done at home and around the community to help children grow and learn. It is open to the community for children up to 3 years old. The program is conducted by the Department of Early Learning. Love Talk Play takes place from 10 a.m. to noon at 246 8th Avenue in Ephrata. For more information, call Lori Bennett at 509-766-9877, extension 408. 4 men are facing jail for poaching 194 whitefish from Banks Lake. A Grant County District Court jury convicted Vladimir Savchenko, a 36-year-old Edmonds resident, Peter Zezhelev, a 46-year-old Kenmore resident, Alexander Kashikov, a 45-year-old Everett resident, and Sergei Mitsevich, a 38-year-old Everett resident, with unlawful use of a net to take fish and recreational fishing without a license. A fifth man, Mikhail N. Mitsevich, a 38-year-old Everett resident, still faces charges in Grant County Superior Court for assault in the second degree, attempting to elude a pursuing police vehicle, and commercial fishing without a license. Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife officers found trash bags full of whitefish and a few others along with 2 gill nets at Banks Lake. An officer waited for the people to return, and when he approached the men, they jumped into a van and began to flee. Mikhail Mitsevich allegedly drove the van straight at the officer, who had to jump out of the way to avoid being hit. In Northwest news, more people in Chelan County have been told that they may have to leave their homes. The Mills Canyon fire has burned more than 6,000 acres, which is about 10 square miles. Crews have shut down a 30-mile section of Highway 97A between Wenatchee and Omak because of poor visibility. A fire official says that the fire is threatening nearly 200 buildings and more than 400 firefighters are battling it. Another fire is near Lake Spokane in Stevens County, and it continues to burn nearly 900 acres by State Route 291. The State Department of Natural Resources reports the fire is in a heavily wooded area. Roughly 30 homes were told they should evacuate, and the American Red Cross has created a shelter at Lakeside High School. The DNR and firefighters from several counties are building a fire line and battling the blaze. There have been no reports of any injuries or loss of structures. Another fire near Yakima burned 2 mobile homes, outbuildings, and vehicles Wednesday night. It spread across 20 acres of brush and went to 3 alarms before firefighters bulldozed a line around it. Officials are searching for the person who donated 3 human skulls to a thrift store in a Seattle suburb. The King County Medical Examiner said in a statement yesterday that 2 of the skulls were from adults and appeared to have been used in a medical clinic or for instruction. The third is very old and appears to have belonged to a Native American child. State law requires the Native American skull to be returned to its tribe. The medical examiner is asking whoever donated the skulls to provide some details without penalty so that can happen. Spokesman Keith Seinfeld said there had been only 1 call so far, and it wasn't helpful. The skulls were donated last month to the Goodwill store in Bellevue. And that's going to do it for us here at iFiber One News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.